How's it going? I hope everyone is doing well whenever you tune in and see this, day or night. So, this is going to be a general reading for Aquarius. All right, so general can cover love, work, friends, family, health, etc. All right. And also keep in mind that all the readings that I do are timeless. All right. So, for instance, for some of you guys, it could be 6 months in the past, 6 months in the future. It really kind of just depends. So, always keep that in mind as well. So I've shuffled all of your cards here, Aquarius, and we're going to get into it in just a moment. I didn't forget about you guys. I am in the process of moving. So I was like, okay, I got to do this because it's the first today. So we're going to go over a couple quick astrology notes and then get into your reading. If you're not watching the live, I will go ahead later after this live is done and get the timestamp for exactly when the tarot reading starts in case you've watched any other reading from any other in case you've watched any other of the readings from this series for September 1st through the 16th, you might not want to hear the astrology notes again. One other quick note I wanted to say too is that if you are new, first of all, welcome, and you're coming back, welcome back. Both are equally important. But I do take one photo at the end of all the cards, and I post it online if you want to look at it while you watch or listen, or just see it more close in detail later, all you have to do is click in the description box below here and follow the instructions there if you want to see the photo. All right, so let's get into it without further delay here, just setting my timer. So again, I hope everyone is doing well. All right, so we have some general astrology notes for everybody at this time. All right, for September 1st through the 16th. All right, so the first astrology note is on September 6th. We have the new moon in Virgo, which is in 14 degrees of Virgo. Okay, so for some people, when we talk about the astrology notes, we talk about the planets and transits, but also what the moon is doing, okay, throughout, certain times, okay, and how we may relate to the moon and different planets, okay. So during a full moon, some people like to do their manifestations or magic as the moon is slowly growing to a full moon. Some people like to do it during the full moon. Some people do it anytime, which is what I do. As long as the intention is the most important, it doesn't matter all of the details, all right? Okay, so moving forward. Then your second astrology note here is on September 10th. Venus is going to be entering into water sign Scorpio. So Venus covers love and assets, okay, and it's going to be entering into water sign Scorpio. So there could be love and assets, crossover themes with Scorpio themes of basically a lot of, or maybe not a lot of, but maybe for you, okay? It just depends, right, since it's general, but some type of change, okay, whether it's big or small, some type of, it could be shocking change, okay? So Scorpio in the tarot is the death card, and that represents the enlightenment, the dying of the old, making room for the new, and some type of change, okay? And then also Scorpio is a very intuitive sign, a creative sign. It is a sign that likes to ferret out secrets and gets into the occult, and so there could be some themes there too. Okay, so these are just general notes. If you're ever interested in, I always like to say in the beginning, and I think I forgot this time, is that what your Venus sign is in is kind of your love language. Okay, so even if you're a Venus in Leo, you can look up, for instance, if I'm a Venus in Leo, what does the Venus in Scorpio time mean for me? Okay, so these are always just starting off points that you can also at any time research on your own. All right, and the thing I forgot to mention earlier too is that this. Oh my gosh, sorry. This reading may resonate for you whether you're a Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus Aquarius. Okay, so always keep that in mind as well. All right, sorry, my allergies are going a little crazy. I'm in the process of moving, and so there's boxes everywhere and lots of cleaning. Anyway, let's move on. So then on September 13th, guys, there is a first quarter moon, and then on September 14th, 15th, Mars is going to be entering into air sign Libra. Okay, so Mars, more traditionally, when we think of Mars, it covers, if you think of the god of war, okay, so anger and frustrations. But on the more positive side, because everything has positive and negative, it is this dynamic energy, this leadership qualities. Okay, since Mars is also the ruler of Aries, the first sign in the zodiac. Okay, so there could be some crossover themes with angers, frustrations, creativity, leadership roles, dynamic energy, with themes of Libra, which could be justice, balance, equal give and take, and beauty themes. All right, so that's pretty much what we have for the astrology notes. So let's get into your reading here, Aquarius. And I also always tend to do a little sound bell for some general grounding and healing for the reading for myself and for you guys. Just be aware sometimes it does get loud. All right. So if you want to, you can take a deep breath in and out whenever, or you can just listen to. Okay. Right, Aquarius. I think that was a pretty good one. Sometimes I do better than other times, but I'm learning. Okay. Yes, so let's get into your reading here, Aquarius. So just real quickly, I always usually start with the first main 6 cards here in the center, and then work outwards into the tarot confirmation cards. And also we talk about what's on the top and the bottom of each deck, depending on where my tarot guides, my spirit guides tell me. It's always different in every reading, okay? But this first row here, just to keep in the background, right, is energy starting around September 1st through, September 1st, that first week and weekend, okay, of September. And then the second row here is kind of the same thing. So it's the second week and weekend of September. It can be a little bit before, a little bit after. It's not exact, of course. All right, so we're going to go ahead and call out your cards and then go in order here. So you have 4 of Cups in the right side up position, 8 of Sacred Circles in the reverse, the World in the right side up position, Queen of Staves, also known as Queen of Wands and other decks, right side up, the Strength in reverse, and the 8 of Cups in reverse. Also, one thing to keep in mind too, and we'll get more into it later, but you do have 2 repeating cards this time here, Aquarius, all right? So anytime that happens, most tarot decks, and we're not talking about oracle decks, usually have 72 cards. So when it comes out in 2 different decks, that's 1 in 72 chances that it's going to come out again. So that's really usually a particular message from Spirit to pay even more closer attention to that message as I shuffle and cut the deck several times before off screen. So we'll get into repeating cards as they come up. All right. So let's go ahead and start with your first card here, Aquarius. All right. So your first card is the 4 of Cups in the right side up position. And one more, I can't talk, too much coffee, not enough sleep since I'm moving. But one more thing to keep in mind too, Aquarius, if this isn't your energy in the reading, never force it, right? It could be the energy of the person or people that you're dealing with. If it's multiple people, it could be an organization, it could be a general environment situation. But that's why I always encourage everybody, to find out their other placements if they haven't already, to find out your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs. And you can do that just by doing a basic Google search. Even if you don't have your exact birth time, you can still get a free birth chart online. So, forgot to mention that earlier. All right, anyway. So, Aquarius, with this Four of Cups energy at the beginning of the month here for your reading, this is an energy of not being completely happy with current circumstances, situations, people, everything, right? Okay, so you see this guy here with his arms crossed and his body posture here, okay? And he's like not happy with these three cups that are currently being presented to him at the bottom. But what he doesn't realize is that there's another cup at just a little bit further in the distance if he's more patient, or if he changes slightly his angle or view. There's still more things happening behind the scenes for you here, Aquarius, that you can't possibly see right now at this moment, okay, that are going to vibe with you better, give you better people, better circumstances, situations in general. Okay, so again, it will differ depending on everyone's. Is a general reading. But actually, right off the bat here, when we talk about your first card, we're going to go into here what is on the top and the bottom of your first deck here, the one we're doing in the main six, right? So anytime we talk about what's on the top and the bottom, this is energy from the recent past, right? Why certain cards have come up, or just past energy lingering around. And so we're going to talk about it in relation to the Four of Cups, okay? So in the recent past, you have the Hermit in the right side up position, and then you have the Sun in the reverse position, okay? So this is saying here, Aquarius, that in the recent past, there could have been, this could be your energy or someone around you, right? Also, what is recent past? You have to ask yourself that. It could be, you know, a couple of days ago, a couple hours ago, a couple months ago, a couple years ago. But somebody was in this very introspective mood, okay, of finding their own wisdom, their own light, with the Hermit in the right side up position, okay? So even though they were doing that, they were going off on their own to find their own answers, okay? Take a little bit of a social break even, or just mental break, or both, okay? Then there was some kind of blockage here with the Sun in the reverse position, all right? And so when the Sun is in the reverse position, it talks about not wanting to have a spiritual download, an enlightenment, revelations, aha moment, I finally understand something. If it's that for you guys, if you fall in that category, it could also be with the Sun in the reverse position in the recent past, that there is a resistance to like a childlike, youthful energy, passion, creativity, or just in general, like abundance, moving forward momentum, okay? And this obviously, is going to come up, right? If you have the Sun in reverse in the recent past, then of course, in the current present energy, you might find yourself or the other person kind of in the Four of Cups energy of like, well, I'm not completely happy with my current circumstances or people or situation, okay? Because there could be some part of you or the other person that is blocking some type of enlightenment and abundance, forward momentum, okay, passion, creativity, etc. All right, but it doesn't last for long, so always keep that in mind. You still have some really good cards coming out here. So let's move forward. And if you see me touching the phone, I just do that for the music, for my dogs, to try to keep them quiet, some background music. And so sometimes when it has commercials, I just turn it down. I'm not like texting or checking my personal stuff when I'm doing your guys' reading. So FYI, I forgot to say that. Okay, so moving forward, we have one of your first repeating cards here, okay? Your second card here is the Eight of Sacred Circles in the reverse position, all right? And this could be more the energy of that middle of this first week of September, okay? So even though today is Wednesday, right, it could be this weekend or even the beginning of next week. It all just depends on each person, okay? But when this Eight of Sacred Circles, also known as Eight of Pentacles, right, is in the reverse position, somebody's work ethic is being called into question, or somebody doesn't possibly want to learn something new or put in some hard work and hours, right? You see this Native American woman here, making these drums, okay? And when we talk about the Eight of Sacred Circles or Eight of Pentacles, it's also an evaluation, a work evaluation, not just work, but it could be in a relationship, right? So when it's in the reverse position, it could be saying here that someone isn't evaluating you properly, or you're not evaluating yourself properly, or both, or vice versa, right? But yeah, there is a blockage here, and it could also still just be that lingering stuff of the Sun in reverse that we already talked about, and the Four of Cups here. But before we move forward to your third card, which is really positive, right? Like that's what I was saying. If there's any cards that come up that aren't the best, right? It's usually a warning or just a reminder, because things ebb and flow, and there's always good and bad, right? So anyway, in relation to this Eight of Sacred Circles in the reverse, this is actually where my spirit guides want me to talk to you about what is on the top and the bottom of your other deck here. This is the one with the yellow border, the Llewellyn deck that I use for the confirmation cards. And again, this is past energy. It could be a couple days ago, hours ago, weeks ago, months ago, years ago. Okay, but you have the Page of Swords in the right side up position, and Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Again, the same card. Okay, so let me just show you these two side by side. They're different depictions with the artist, okay, in different decks, but they're both in the reverse position. One is past and one is more present, current energy. So just so you can see it when it's right side up, if you're not familiar, right? This is depiction of somebody working really hard at something, putting in long hours and effort into building their abundance, right? Whatever their abundance is, it doesn't have to be just money. It's whatever you currently want to manifest in your life, okay? And again, over here with the Native American woman learning something new, again, putting in those long hours and that effort to make all these drums, okay? So again, they're both in reverse. One is past and one is present. So there's still, let me bring up the other card here too, so we don't forget. But there's still this like somebody's work ethic in a relationship, at work, with friends or family, or however. So sorry, my nose is going crazy. However you want to see that, okay? They're both in reverse, all right? So there's definitely something happening, in this first week of September that maybe happened even before, okay? This is not something necessarily new that we're talking about with this energy. But when we first talk about what's on the top as well, because I kind of went instantly into what was on the bottom of the deck because it was that repeating card for you, okay? Let me get a tissue, guys, because I don't know what's happening. Hold on a second. My nose. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so yes, it's so funny. You know how we wear masks for the coronavirus, at least when we're going into businesses and stuff like that. I kept forgetting to put it on while I was cleaning and moving my boxes. So that was pretty dumb. But anyway, back to you, Aquarius. So we're about to talk about the Page of Swords in the right side up position, okay? So there could be, in the recent past, there was some type of small communication for some of you guys, right? Where you communicated something to someone, or someone communicated something to you, or it could have been a small opportunity from the universe that wanted to come in for you in the recent past, okay? But there's a little bit of confusion around it, I feel, and especially when it's together, right, with that Eight of Pentacles in reverse, where it wasn't well received on either side, or it wasn't the right time, or it was put on hold. But there is a little bit of confusion there, okay, with the Page of Swords in the right side up position. Oh, this is reversed too, sorry. Right, so when you put it together with this Eight of Pentacles in reverse, and then also your repeating card, the Eight of Sacred Circles, which is the same thing as Eight of Pentacles, right? This is basically saying what I said before, where this isn't just this new energy that's happening. If it is a new kind of energy where somebody's work ethic is being called into question, or evaluation of yourself or others, it could be triggering something that happened in the past if it is kind of a newer situation. All right, so just keep that in mind. But again, energy doesn't last long, because here we go, right here, Aquarius, oops, is your third card, the Moon in the right side up position. So beautiful. So the Moon talks about possibilities for momentum, carving something out of nothing. And it's not the Moon, it's the World card I'm not sure why I said the moon there. It is the world. Obviously, this is the globe. So it's the globe, right? And sometimes you see in other decks when you see the world card, it'll be like an island and there'll be nothing on the island. So it's creating and manifesting something from scratch, okay? And just for momentum, good luck, positive energy. Okay, so really nice energy following, your first two cards here. And that could be more towards the, I was going to say the weekend of that first week of September. So that could be this upcoming weekend. I'm going to just look at the calendar really quickly. So yeah, so today is the first. So it could be more, let's say this weekend, or even the first 2 days, Monday, Tuesday of next week. Again, it's not exact. You have to take it how it resonates. All right, but let's keep going forward here, and I'll just put that music back over there. All right. So then your fourth card here, Aquarius, is really nice and beautiful as well. You have the Queen of Staves in the right side up position, also known as Queen of Wands in other decks. Look at this beautiful Egyptian woman here, and you have the Nile River in the background, and the sky is blue. It's very peaceful energy to this card, okay? When we talk about water in the tarot, she's able to control her emotions in a healthy way here. She has, of course, this respectability because she's a queen. People look up to her, and she has all the tools that she needs, right? And she has a lot of support around her as well. So this is a really nice energy that you could be coming into here, Aquarius, more towards that second week of September. All right. Excuse me. So really beautiful. All right. Now, the only other place I would say that there's a little bit of a blockage here, Aquarius, is with your fifth card, okay? And that is the Strength card in the reverse position. So it could have something to do with confidence for some, right? Not for everybody. But when the Strength card is in the reverse position, it could be just that you feel overwhelmed or overburdened with something at this time, or the person you're dealing with, a general environment situation. Oh my gosh, my nose, sorry guys. It's like the outside of my nose is itchy too. It's not even, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, with the Strength card in the reverse position, it also could do with, if it's not confidence, it could be courage with the Lion, right? Like having the courage to say something, to step forward about something. Maybe it's not there yet, okay, with yourself or with others. And when we think of courage too, when you normally woman in the right side up position, it's, you would see her prying open the lion's mouth, right? So it's about taming something and having the physical strength, but it's also more so when we talk about tarot too, we're talking about inner strength and the metaphor for that physical body strength as well, okay? But some things are just a little bit off here, a little bit of a blockage, okay? And it doesn't even necessarily have to be a blockage. Again, when we were talking before about your 2 Eight of Pentacles in reverse, it could just be that there was something that wasn't the exact right time, okay? So we always, well, not always, but I try to talk about, in other readings, like divine timing, right? So sometimes it doesn't necessarily mean it's a blockage or that it's completely negative. It just means that it needs a little more time to marinate on something, either you or the other person or both, okay? But we will go forward to your sixth card, and then also we'll get more information when we do your tarot confirmation cards. All right, so this is your sixth card, the Eight of Cups in the reverse position here, Aquarius. So this could be for some of you guys that towards the end, the second week of September, second weekend of September, you are now ready to take action with something, okay? When the card is right side up, you see this person going off into some kind of Stonehenge situation in the background. It's similar to the Hermit card that you actually had in the recent past, about going to find your own answers, right? Finding the guidance within, taking a break from others. It's a card about taking a break, really, when you see the Eight of Cups in that right side up position. But it's in reverse, so it could be now you're ready to recirculate, to come back. Okay, you've gotten more guidance about something, or they have, or the general environment situation. But this is, very, really nice to see here, especially when it comes more towards the end of that second week of September, because, you could just be like, sometimes when you think of even like since I'm about to move, right, like apartments, if it doesn't always happen this way, of course, but the beginning of the month we have bills due, right, or we're changing where we live, okay, so it could also just be a timing thing like I talked about before, where more towards that second week or weekend of September, you feel like now you downloaded what you needed to download. Maybe you reverse the sun in reverse in your past, and now you're getting that enlightenment, forward momentum, youthful energy, positivity, creative passion, all those things back, however it resonates. Okay. So let's go forward now into your confirmation cards. I'll call them out and then we'll go in order. So your first one is the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Your second is the Eight of Cups right side up. That's your repeating card. Your second repeating card. We'll talk about it in a minute. And then the last one is the Moon in the right side up position. Okay, so these first two confirmation cards are past energy. All right. So with this Three of Pentacles in the reverse in the recent past, and always ask yourself, what is recent for me? Okay. There could have been this energy of not planning enough for the future, not being grateful enough for what you had. For some of you, it could also be that you weren't feeling protected enough in some way. So when the card is right side up, hopefully you can see it if I try to pull myself back and push the card forward. There's this little tiny spider web above this woman's head. Okay, so in certain cultures, they believe the spider is the grandmother spirit, and when you have a spider web above your head or Charlotte's web, it's protection. Okay, and she's weaving a blanket here for the winter, and it looks like it's summertime in this card. So that's the planning card, slowly stacking your abundance. So in the recent past, because it is in reverse here, Aquarius, maybe somebody wasn't planning enough or feeling grateful enough or protective enough in some way here, okay? And then we talk about this card coming in, and it's confirming the Four of Cups, okay, and the Queen of Staves, also known as Queen of Wands, right side up. All right. So this is saying here, Aquarius, that when the Three of Pentacles in reverse is confirming the Four of Cups right side up, it could be that all you need to do in the present moment to change this Four of Cups to him recognizing that there's that other cup that he doesn't see, or if he's just a little more patient, right, or changes his point of view or philosophy. The point of view or philosophy that needs to be changed here, Aquarius, someone needs to be more grateful. They need to realize that they are always divinely protected, and they need to, could be something about that as simple to bring abundance, okay, for the future. Again, abundance isn't just money, whatever it is you currently are trying to manifest in your life, okay? And then when we see this Three of Pentacles in reverse confirming the Queen of Staves right side up, it's like, yeah, just a little bit of a change of mindset, okay, for somebody here, or the general environment situation can bring in more abundance, royalty, okay, it's a queen, right, wands, all right, and have the emotions more in control in a positive way here, and have the feeling that you have all the tools that you need, you have all the support, not just protection from, let's say, physical people that are still alive or even ancestors, but protection from, you think about, when you think about a king and a queen, right, or any type of royalty or people in positions of power, they have like bodyguards, okay, that kind of thing, all right? So I don't know why that just came to me, but hopefully you understand what, I'm saying here. So it could be a simple change of mindset that could really bring you forward into more abundance here, Aquarius. Okay. Now moving forward to, let me just get a sip here of some more coffee. Okay. This is where we're going to talk about your second repeating card, the Eight of Cups in the right side up position. But I want to show it next to the other card just for a moment here. Okay, so the bigger card, the one with the yellow border, is past energy, where it's right side up. Sorry, let me turn that down. And the one smaller card, the Eight of Cups in reverse, is that more present, current energy that we already talked about. But just to show you how the different artists depict the cards, it's interesting, right? But they're both turning away. There's both the moon in the background, okay? And cups in tarot represent, I forgot to mention this earlier too, our emotions, right? What makes me emotionally content, fulfilled? What are my priorities? That kind of thing. Okay, in relation to emotional priorities. But you know, with this in the past, right, this shows the growth right here in just these two cards for your reading for these first 2 weeks of September here, Aquarius. So in the recent past, you have this turning away, going within, getting into that hermit energy again. Your other card in the past, finding your own answers within, taking some type of social break to find those answers and figure out what makes you happy, emotionally content, and fulfilled. And then with the future, you're starting to come back into circulation. But I kind of jumped ahead there just to show you the two cards that are repeating together. Okay, but let's go backwards a little bit and show you the Eight of Cups and two cards is actually confirming. All right. So we have the Eight of Sacred Circles in reverse and the Strength in reverse here. Okay. So this is saying here, Aquarius, in the recent past, the reason why somebody's or general environment situation work ethic was off or evaluation of themselves or others, okay, could be because they really needed a break and they needed to reevaluate what makes them happy, emotionally content, fulfilled, and also to take out any past illusions, right, with the moon in the background of the card, needing more information, maybe the information that they really just needed or you needed, right, is that inner guidance, okay, to tell them, okay, this is what other people might have said, but at the end of the day, how do I feel about it, okay? Now, with the Strength in reverse, yeah, it could just be like you needed a break, they needed a break in the recent past, okay, to get also time to pass if it wasn't a break. It could just be it wasn't divine timing yet, or somebody was still working on their confidence and their courage factor here, okay, with this Strength card in the reverse position that we talked about before. Okay, let me put these back. All right. So your third confirmation card is actually a combination of past and future energy, more so like in that future energy category, okay? And so the moon card, like we were just saying, the moon, right, is illusions, not seeing everything clearly. It's at night. The example I like to use is when you turn off all the lights at night, your furniture can look like a person or a different being or whatever, okay? But then when you turn on the lights, you see, oh, it's just the coat rack, okay? That kind of thing. So you're still searching for wisdom here. You're still also trying to get your emotions in control in a more positive, beneficial way, okay? But yeah, the owl represents that wisdom there. And when this moon energy, which is again past and future energy, is coming in here and it's confirming the world in the right side up position, the globe, right, we were talking about earlier, and the Eight of Cups in the reverse position, okay? This is basically saying here, Aquarius, that the more that you can ask for help from others or wisdom from yourself and others and get your emotions in control, again, the more abundance you'll have, the more possibilities, more forward momentum, okay, positive energy, carving something out of nothing, okay? And it's the same thing with the Eight of Cups in reverse. We just talked about when you had your Eight of Cups right side up in the past, right? Finding out, and look, both the moons there, finding out what makes you happy, emotionally content, emotionally fulfilled, okay? And then taking that knowledge of yourself, right? At the end of the day, in the beginning of the day too, right? We always have ourselves. So knowledge of self is the most important. So you take that and then you say, okay, I'm ready to get back into circulation or move forward here with something with the Eight of Cups in reverse. All right. So really nice here, Aquarius. So that is what I have for you regarding the tarot. But really quickly, before you go, I do have a couple of fun, more lighter notes, usually with your oracle cards. So your first one here, and I don't know why this guy just looks like an Aquarius to me. I don't know what an Aquarius looks like. It's such a funny thing to say. But, this is the map maker of destiny. It talks about authentic purpose, inspiration, and free will. And, Aquariuses tend to be really free thinkers, really amazing artists, right? And so, I don't know, he just has this funny look on his face, like, just you wait and see, like, what I'm about to do, okay? So that's the authentic purpose, the inspiration, the free will. And that definitely goes with the energy of the world card, right? Creating your world, creating your map, okay? Writing your book, okay? All those metaphors really work here, Aquarius. And also, too, with the Queen of Staves, if you want to look at it that way as well, right? Stepping into your power, having more confidence, too, with the Strength card in reverse from the recent past, right? Yes, right on the bell there. They're confirming that. So coming more into your authentic purpose will give you even more strength, more courage, more passion, creativity, all of those things. So really nice here. All right. And your second oracle card, whether you're watching for romantic love or platonic love with friends or family or even self-love or all of the above, your message is children. And there's two little kids here, and one is holding a puppy, and there's two dogs next to them. But it says your love life is being affected by children. All right. So I haven't seen that card in a while here. So yeah, so obviously you can take that for the romantic thing that is written here on the card that I just said, but you could also take it as if it's friends or family love. We're talking about your love, your friends, your friends and family relationships are being affected by children, right? Children have their inner child all out on display. They haven't had the harsh realities of being a grown up yet. All right. And they have this innocence to them. So it could be that your friends and family relationship would benefit greatly from having a more inner child, youth like energy, or there's actually physical children around. It really just depends, okay? But then again, too, with the self love, if you want to talk about that too, embracing your inner child, having more youthful energy, innocence. And, I really like the doggy imagery, obviously, because I have dogs and I love animals. But the dogs, even though this isn't a tarot card, it's an oracle card that represents loyalty, too. So there could be some nice loyalty energy there as well. All right. And then your last oracle card here is really beautiful, Aquarius. All right. This is the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck, okay? And it's a beautiful owl, and it says, be the hunter, not the hunted, all right? Look how pretty that is. So I'm just going to read a quick little meditation on this, but there's usually like 2 or 3 pages. So if you want to look up later the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck, you can type in the name of the card and you'll probably find the rest if you want to, okay? But I'm just going to read the little meditation here for you, okay? So it says, I am willing, this is what you're supposed to say when you put your hand over your heart, right? Or just think in your thoughts with your intention. I am willing to accurately perceive the truth in whatever life situation is now, helpful for my spiritual growth and creative awakening. I feel empowered to commit to myself and my path without fear or holding back. I receive this vision through unconditional love. So be it. All right. And so, yeah, and then it talks about noticing intuitions, thoughts, and impressions that come to you a few days after you do this meditation. And, it's really an affirmation to yourself. It says, with unconditional love, I will be inspired as to how to creatively and consciously deal with this, whatever it may be. Okay. So that is your last oracle message card here for you, Aquarius. And again, if you want to see one photo later of all the cards, I will post it on my Facebook page later. So you can always click in the description box below to check that out if you want to. But yeah, other than that, I'm going to take a short break here, guys, and come back, of course, last but not least, with Pisces. So yeah, I really appreciate your guys' views, for your energy, for your likes. It does help the channel and helps circulate the the messages here on the YouTube algorithm. Okay, so it also lets me know if you resonate with this. Sometimes I always encourage everyone to comment. Sometimes people don't want to comment, so the like helps as well in that way to let me know. And then yeah, if you want to subscribe and you haven't yet, it's free. It's just like following on Facebook or Instagram, so you just get notified when I put out new content. So you can click in the bottom right side. There should be a bell icon. You just click and make sure it's blue and active. And then also, one more note too is that depending on how soon you want to see videos on YouTube, not just my videos but other people's videos, whether you're watching on the TV, the computer, your tablet, or your phone, you have to have the options, if you want, no pressure, to have the YouTube settings to notify you when new videos come out. Okay, so always. Keep that in mind too, because when someone said that before, I was like, oh, I didn't even realize. So I thought I'd mention it for you guys too. So anyway, you guys take care and enjoy this time period. And you're always welcome to join me in the Pisces video too if you want. But if not, that's all right too. So see you guys in a little bit. All right, thanks. Bye.